Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. Today we're going to be looking at ins and outs for the January transfer window for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think what is not in doubt is that this January transfer window is going to put a lot of pressure on squads that are going to be very thin from injuries and fatigue, and opportunities to buy players are going to be there because clubs are going to see reducing revenue streams as well. So bargains could be had. So who's in and who's out for Manchester United? We're going to go through that. First of all though, I just want to give a big shout out to Boohoo Man for sponsoring this video. Yet again, they are giving you an exclusive 40% off when you use the link in the video description and the discount code United Stand. As you can see again, I'm modelling in a very, very fashionable way some of their Boohoo Man clobber. You can get your hand on yours as well through the link in the video description and a 40% discount. Not only that, at Boohoo Man Official on Instagram are running a competition where you can win one of 3 PS5s. So get over there at Boohoo Man Official on Instagram as well if you want to win one of those. But let's get on with the video. We're going to start off with Paul Pogba then. So Paul Pogba, in or out in January? I mean, look, I've seen people talking about this one, and we've got 10 players to go through, ins or out. So obviously Paul Pogba's a Manchester United player. Well, look, never say never. I mean, I do think that January has the potential to be a really, I said it last night, didn't I? One of the weirdest January transfer windows ever. On one hand, clubs won't have a lot of money because of COVID. On one hand, clubs won't have a lot of money because of COVID. That's going to make people want to sell because they need money. Is it going to make people buy because they've got money? And also, as I said, injuries and fatigue are meaning... I mean, Liverpool would love the January transfer window to be open now. Have they got the money to spend in it? Can they do some loan deals? Can they do some swap deals? I think we're going to see a busier January transfer window than we've ever seen. And look, why can't you do something in January? Why could you not swap a player in January? So, look, could Paul Pogba be swapped for Ronaldo in January? Very unlikely because Juventus don't want to get rid of Ronaldo. But could Paul Pogba be swapped for another player with Juventus or Real Madrid? I'm sure that Juventus and Real Madrid would offer something up. Would United take something that's inferior? I don't see Paul Pogba going anywhere. I think Paul Pogba is under a lot of criticism at the moment, and I sympathise with that to a certain extent. I don't think his fitness levels are quite right. So I think Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United. I don't think there's an option for him to go in January. Never say never. I don't think he should go. I don't think he will go. I want to see Paul Pogba performing for the last few months of this season at Manchester United, and then we can reassess. Pogba's one for the summer for me, let's just say that. Number 2, Ousmane Dembele is quite interesting. I genuinely think that, look, I don't want Ousmane Dembele at Manchester United. Very, very good player. Injury concerns worry me, but his price is going to be so low that it's almost getting to the point with Ousmane Dembele that if you could get him for 40 million in January, do it. Like, you know, for me, it was always a big, big risk, but price tag is very, very important. And if United, well, look, I don't think we're going to get Sancho in the summer. I don't think Dortmund are going to massively lower their fee. So people have got to get realistic with their fees. And on one hand, you've got Dortmund saying £100 million for Jadon Sancho. On the other hand, you've got Barcelona in a financial mess. Like, I heard today that, you know, their players won't take pay cuts and things like that. They're in a financial mess. They're going to have to sell players. Ousmane Dembele is out of contract in 18 months. If you offered them 40 million in January, they'd probably go, no, we want 70. But you'd go, no, 40 million, you can have it now. They might just do it. And Ousmane Dembele, but the thing with Ousmane Dembele is, does he want to come to Manchester United? That was the problem in the summer last year. So I don't know whether he wants to come to Manchester United, but I certainly think Barcelona would be interested in a bit of money for him. And remember, that money is going to get less and less. You know, what they get offered in January, they'll get offered less in next summer. So Ousmane Dembele, the financial problems that Barcelona have got, I think he's available. It's just whether he would want to come to United and whether he's the right deal for Manchester United. So it's definitely a possibility, up to you. Number 3, Jesse Lingard, in or out? I mean, Lingard's an interesting one. We've not seen him this season. He had another injury, which is, is Jesse Lingard... Here's a question for you. Is Jesse Lingard becoming a bit injury prone? Because over the last year, he's actually been injured quite a lot. And I know it's fashionable to say Phil Jones is injury prone, Eric Bailly is injury prone, but Jesse is starting to pick up quite a few injuries now. I was surprised he didn't go in the summer, but now he's moved Mino Raiola on as his agent. I would be very surprised if Jesse Lingard was to leave in January. He does need first team football. I don't think he's anywhere near the first team when everybody's fit, but I think he might benefit in a weird way because of the constant games. I expect Jesse Lingard to get some game time. I think if he'd been fit at the start of the season, it wouldn't have been Dan James starting, it would have been Jesse. So I expect Jesse to get opportunities between now and Christmas. If he does well with those opportunities, he might well see himself as a squad player, a bench player, in which case I think he's happy and Man United are happy. So I don't expect Lingard to go, unless he's ambitious enough to want to go and play first-team football elsewhere, because I think he could play first-team football in the Premier League still for a mid-table club. But depends. I think he's happy at United. I don't think he'll go. Dan James, definite loan deal for me. He's an out for me. I don't see where Dan James is going to get the game time to get the development that he needs. I don't think he's a write-off. I don't think he's a flop. I think we've seen glimpses with Dan James. I just don't think the club's right for him at this moment in his career. He needs a run of games. He needs to play regularly. Leeds were interested in him. I think Leeds would suit him. I'm not of the opinion that if he went to Leeds and performed well, I'd go, oh, why didn't we give him a chance at United? I just think at Manchester United or a Liverpool or a Manchester City or even an Arsenal, those big clubs, to chuck a player like Dan James in and give him 10 games to sink or swim, you haven't got the time to do that. Leeds have. A Watford would in the Championship. I mean, they're not in the Premier League anymore, but maybe a Southampton might as well. I don't think Dan James and Manchester United are the right fit at the moment, but I wouldn't necessarily look. If we sell him, I'll trust the club to sell him. If we loan him, I think that's the best of both worlds. So definitely an out for me in January. Get him a loan move, see what he can do. If it's a Premier League loan move, even better. Upamecano is a centre back that we need at Manchester United. Could we do this? We're talking January here. I actually think I'm going to say in. I don't necessarily think it will happen, but I think if we want it to happen, we need to do it in January, because I think if we wait until the summer, Bayern Munich will be there, Real Madrid will be there, and Manchester City will be there. Manchester United need to be boxing clever if they want to get good players nowadays. If you look at what Dortmund did with Bellingham and Haaland, they got them in January and basically March. You've got to go quick on the player that you want to get. And I think with Upamecano, if he is the centre-back that we want, and his release clause is, £40 million in the summer? Why not go to RB Leipzig? Here's £50 million now. All right, it's a little bit more than you want to pay. There's no way our board's going to do that because it's not how it operates. They'd rather save the 10 million and risk not getting him in the summer and save 40. But if we want Upamecano, I think January would be the time to go and do it. It'd be very difficult to do it, but if Leipzig are in the Europa League, which we could have a big factor in because we can knock them out with PSG and United go through the group, Leipzig are down into the Europa League. Are they in a title race? Probably not by then. They might be worth a bid. And if United want this player, I think it's going to be January or never. I don't see us getting him in the summer when Real Madrid have moved a few players on, when Bayern Munich are looking for a centre-back as well. I think United, if they want a player of this calibre, and with the competition that's there, they're going to have to make a move in January. So that's what they need to do, I think. Phil Jones, easy. Definitely out. If anybody can take him, get him out. It's nothing to do with pink boots. It's nothing to do with Calamity Jones. He's had his time at Manchester United. It's over. He's not a Manchester United quality centre-back. He's not even a Manchester United quality backup centre-back. If he wants to play football, he needs to go elsewhere. Manchester United need him to move on. It's an out, and wherever it is, whether it's a Championship club or a Premier League club, Phil Jones needs to move on, doesn't he? Without a shadow of a doubt. Ronaldo in January, he's pointing the right way. Get out. There's no chance. There's no chance of Cristiano Ronaldo happening in January at all. I would love it to happen. I think we'd all love it to happen. I mean, this man is I was seeing something the other day about his stats and everything like that. He's going to be one of the world. Isn't he going to be the world's best ever goal scorer or something like that in international football, as well as what he's done in domestic football? Fantastic player. Would love Manchester United to buy him. Saw something today about Wolves going for him because of the links with George Mendes. Imagine if he came back and played for Wolves. I mean, that would be the ultimate kick in the teeth. If he's coming to the Premier League, it's got to be Manchester United, but it won't be happening in January because Juventus won't want him to go in January. Romero, yes, deserves his move. I mean, the only thing about Romero is if Henderson goes, then you'd keep him, but Henderson's clearly going to stay. Why did we give him a contract? So Romero deserves the move that he should have got in the summer. He's been a decent servant to the club. He should get his move in January, wherever that is, and Manchester United should let him move on, definitely. Jadon Sancho in January. Very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. I think with Ousmane Dembele, there's a chance. With Upamecano, there is a chance. With Jadon Sancho, I don't think there is a chance. I wouldn't say there's no chance because there's always a chance. And what you've got to remember is the money that Manchester United had for Jadon Sancho technically is still there. People forget about this. That whatever our bid was going to be, 80 million plus whatever, and they wanted 100 million, that money is still there. We haven't spent it, really. You know, it's got to still be there. So why could you not go in and do it in January, especially in light of Jadon Sancho's current form not being very good? And I think that Dortmund, seeing that it's not very good, there may be an opportunity in January to go, do you want that deal to happen now? And Dortmund might go yes, especially with a market that they can operate in as well. Let's not forget, if you're Borussia Dortmund, the market with a bit of money in your pocket, that market there's bargains galore to be had. I mean, basically what you want in the January transfer window is you want to walk in with 50 million quid in your pocket and go, right, what January bargain am I going to have? Oh, Lyon are desperate to sell players. Lille are desperate to sell players. You know, Premier League clubs are desperate to sell players. Barcelona are desperate to sell players. If you've got 50 million in your pocket, you're laughing in January transfer window because people are going to be desperate. So, you know, maybe Dortmund would be interested in doing that deal. I certainly think Manchester United retain a very strong interest in Jadon Sancho. Never say never, but I'd be, you know, January doesn't make sense, but then I think we're going to see a very different January. So if it's there to be done, United should do it. But I certainly wouldn't be going in with 100 million anymore. I think the 100 million that Dortmund want, forget it. It's got to come down a little bit. But so never say never on that one. You just don't know. And then David Alaba is interesting. Now, if we cannot get Upamecano, David Alaba is out of contract in the summer. So is he going to sign a new contract? I mean, look, if he's going to go, Bayern may as well sell. And if Bayern know they've got to sell because he won't sign a new contract, again, why would you not go in January? Why would you not go in January and say, look, here's 20 million for Alaba. You're going to get nothing for him in the summer, basically. Here's 20 million. He doesn't want to stay with you. He wants to come to me. He wants to leave you and come to me. But no, seriously, David Alaba is, what is he, 28, 29 now? Left-footed. I don't really like United going for players over 28, but I think we're seeing in the modern game that the way players look after themselves and the fact that a bit of experience is required at Manchester United, I'd be very happy if United got Alaba or Upamecano. We desperately, desperately need a centre-back of quality. January could be an opportunity to do it for Manchester United, so why not try and do it? That's what I would say. So yeah, Alaba for me would be a player. But I think collectively, when you look at all those deals, there's a few that you go, they're definitely going to stay. There's a few that you say definitely kick out the door. But in relation to ins, I don't think anything is off the table. Jadon Sancho, unlikely. Ousmane Dembele, I think that could be done. David Alaba, I think that could be done. Upamecano, I think if you're aggressive, that could be done. Jadon Sancho, as I said, unlikely, but, you know, I think we're going to see a very different January transfer window. But having said that, we still don't have a director of football and we still have the same board that messed up last summer and the summer before that. If you approach this January transfer window with a sluggish, well, it's just going to be a quiet one, no one's going to spend any money, United are going to look like idiots because people are going to spend money. There's going to be a lot of activity in January. United either get into it or they back off and go, we're not going to do anything. This January transfer window is basically going to be a mini summer transfer window. I think there's a lot of things going to happen. I think swap deals can happen. Anything can happen. And I think when you look at those players that we've spoken about today, Manchester United still need a centre-back desperately. We still need a right winger desperately. The interesting thing is there's no centre defensive midfielders in there because I've got a funny feeling Chelsea might go for Declan Rice in January. So look, deals can be done. They will be done. It's up to Manchester United and their appetite to do deals. But the reality is, I don't think United can sit there and go, we're not doing deals. We don't need to do deals. We do. We do need to do deals. We need a centre-back and we need a right winger. And that's not going to change between now and January. Get your comments in below. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. And remember, Boohoo Man, link in the video description. 40% off, exclusive to United Stand viewers. All you got to do is get some items in your desktop, in your basket, and on checkout, use United Stand as your checkout code. Links in the video description for that. I'll speak to you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.